Welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Do not forget to like, comment, and click the red button below your screen to subscribe on Custom Reports TV.
Hello and thanks for staying with us. Customs intensified fight against coronavirus in the port. Also on Customs report, Upper Customs Command speaks on seizure made by its command. Plus more report. I am Egiseme Etinye. Stay tuned. The Customs Command operating in the Western Zone has been preaching to stakeholders on how to fight against the coronavirus in parts of the country. According to the management of Nigerian Customs Service, each command in the country have been educating their officers on the danger of the virus. The ACG Zone A said that the customs will continue to educate non-officers on the virus.
Yeah, that is the only way to go now. The coronavirus is a global menace. It's not Nigeria, it's not about China, it's a global menace and people have to take it seriously. The CGC is very, very particular about his officers' welfare. Sanitization of our environment, keep your environment clean, but most of all, wash your hands regularly. And then when you don't have water immediately, use hand sanitizers. I have to treat files. You don't know who has touched these files. That is why we wear gloves. And of course, when we are talking to people, when you are addressing people, we for our job, we meet people every day. We have to put on our face mask because you don't know who has what. You don't know who had contracted what. You don't know who had met who. That is why he said all his officers must maintain all these healthy tips. Washing hands regularly, use hand sanitizers, and of course, if you go around the command now, you see that there are buckets with taps. If you are a visitor, as soon as you get there, at every entrance, you wash your hands with soap very well. You even, after washing your hands, you use your own handkerchief or your Kleenex and you wipe. We don't keep towels because we don't want it contaminated. So before that person is allowed to go into the office, and of course we have these gun-like temperature gadgets that you use in checking people's temperature. We make sure all these things are in place. You see, for us to collect revenue, we have to keep our life. So we have to be, not just to keep our life, we have to keep healthy too. That is what CG is particular about. He wants his officers to keep healthy and keep alive, to be able to do their job.
To be almost 100%, we have a zonal coordinator, the ACG, KKCA. We went around to sensitize our officers. We sent circular, then internal memo. Last week, we were many of the commands to physically engage the officers and let them see the seriousness. It is the man that is alive that can do the work. We saw this, they gave commitment. They saw the reason and why this must be done. So with this, I expect 100% complete. Before we left, We have medical team, okay, in the service. They were also there. Before we left, they have started putting this structure, these things in places. So by now, we expect 100% compliance. 100%. Because it's in the interest of all of us. That has happened. It's unfortunate. It's ravaging everywhere, affecting both low and high. Therefore, our officers have no option than to protect ourselves. Safety. The CGC drummed it even this morning that we should be safety conscious. We should be conscious of our safety. Safety consciousness. We have just sent out a circular again. A reminder that we just have to comply to do this to be alive. And those that are coming in should be thoroughly screened. At the airport, see those who come to transfer. Good enough, the seaport has been, the people that are coming have been reduced now. It's only those that are genuine business. They have to do the hand wash, then keep reasonable distance.
All the commands, even when we got there, we found most of them already being alerted. And we saw the level of compliance very, very high. You see, by the gate of the area commands, you see running water for you with soap to wash your hand, sanitizer provided, then this infrared thermometer checking the temperature of officer and every other person visitor coming to the area command. And officers were also instructed by the ACG, even in their places of work, they should make sure they use hand gloves and they should keep distance. Directives became very, very necessary with the devastating effect of the coronavirus, especially in Lagos here, and which is fast spreading all over the country. So with the directives, every officer is at alert now. We are taking it very, very seriously. The ACG has directed and has made provisions for all necessary items that will be used for preventives, such as the sanitizer, the hand gloves, the facial masks, all have been provided by the ACG to all the officers. And she has directed all the area commands within Zone A to comply, and they have been complying.
CEO of Customs actually gave that directive, and as a unit, we have been carrying out the directives as emanates from headquarters with regards to the health and well-being of officers and men. Currently, as we speak, a team has been going around the zone and other zones in the country to sensitize officers on this present pandemic that is ravaging the world, as it were. I mean, the coronavirus disease, COVID-19 disease. A team is going around the various commands within the zone to sensitize officers and advise officers on precautionary measures to take. As you know, we are in the front line, receiving visitors or people coming into the country, even in terms of importation goods and all that. So officers have to be aware of what they have to do to safeguard their health in this trying period, and we have been doing that.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Customs Area Controller in charge of Upper Customs Command have been speaking of the activities of his command in 2020. The Controller, Mohammed Abakura, said that agents are with the Customs in line with government policies. The Customs boss warned would-be agents who are refusing to cooperate with the Customs will be sanctioned according to the law. He speaks on a number of issues.
Collection with a lot of issues that we have at hand now is not as promising as we expected. You know what is happening to the world generally. This issue of coronavirus being a pandemic now prevented a lot of people from going to China in particular to go and make imports. So what we are relying on now, or what we are collecting on, is what has already been ordered. And they are the ones that are coming in, and it's not really what we expected. But had it been this issue has not come up, definitely at the beginning of the year, and part of early February, we witnessed that the year is going to be a promising one as far as revenue generation is concerned.
Yes, we are aware that last year, for instance, the command had interception of over 200 containers, as we say. We are now in the month of March.
Yes.
Is there any interceptions?
Seriously, in fact, in the month of January, we make a lot of seizures that the duty paid value is almost about 11.5 billion, just January alone. And most of the seized containers contain drugs that have not been registered. Various type of drugs that were not registered by NAFDAC. Including, we have 1 or 2 containers of tramadol, but the other ones, around 49 containers, they were not registered at all.
So now, were you able to apprehend anybody?
No, what we did was, most of the things that we did were system-based. We do profiling. From there, we're able to get them, then we bring them down, examine them to confirm what is there. But we've informed headquarters duly that we made this number of seizures and that we are proceeding to court to condemn them. So our own is finished with that. Then headquarters will take over.
Yeah, can you compare January last year and this year?
In terms of anti-smuggling?
Yes.
No, this year is the highest. Because if you look at what we seized last year, and the duty paid value was 12.5 billion. But this one in January alone, the duty paid value of what we seized is 11.5 billion. So you see, within 1 month, we are able to intercept these things. And it includes, apart from drugs, we have tomato paste, we have rice, we have vegetable oil, and so on.
The issue of export,
yes,
for this year, January, compared to last year, is it?
No, the level of export is not. It has not reached last year. Though the year is just. This is just the first quarter. We've not even finished the first quarter. Today is 17th. So I think it's too early to give comparison. Maybe by the end of the month, we'll be able to give a quarterly review of what we exported last year and the one we exported this year.
Naturally, this is a welcome development for Nigeria Customs Service. The CGC and its management team, in their wisdom, decided to bring up this medical team who will go around the college, who will go around the country to ensure that officers and other stakeholders around are sensitized. This is the time to come together. This is the time to build solidarity so that together we fight this virus. It is really a welcome development. The college have a resident doctor in person of Dr. Bello, who has been trying to ensure that officers in the training college are sensitized. In fact, even this morning, I had a meeting with my officers, reminding them on the need to keep hygiene so that we'll be far away from the virus. The report, in fact, there was not even sickness around. This is a confirmation that nobody is positive around, because there is no case of any sickness in my college. Anybody who is selected to come to training in the college, we have an internal arrangement, the do's and don'ts, which in fact even before you arrive, such instructions were passed to you through your email. What you are expected to comply here, what you are expected to do, so that, because sometimes the number can be large, this information will reach them online so that they will know what to do even before they arrive at the college. We have adequate number of staff that are ready with a very good capacity to teach whenever we have students in the college. The circular I received from zonal office about his itinerary, Dr. Bello has gone around. He has been to Tinkan, he has been to Airport, he has been to Afafa, I think he has been to Seme, he has been to Oyo Oshun. I think what remains now is Ondo, Ikiti, maybe one other place. But he has done a wonderful job. The nature of the virus, people pay attention. People listen attentively to know what caused this, what they are expected to do in order to run away from it. In fact, it was a wonderful outing by Dr. Bello.
That work closely with the customs.
Well, the freight forwarders and whoever is around us is like a critical stakeholder. For us to be safe, they too must comply. The compliance instruction is very clear. Keep on washing your hand. Have enough distance from the next person. If you want to sneeze, try to cover your mouth with toilet paper and dispose such things properly. With this, I think if I observe very well, I don't think this thing will get out of hand.
The coordinator, Joint Border Operations Zone 3, Controller Mohammed Abba Garba, has warned smugglers to desist from smuggling activities in the country. Handed down the warning in Kwara State, where he displays some seizures made by his men. So Sector 3 of the border drill has continued to wage war against smugglers operating from all parts of the country. Service.
Invite you, exchange ideas with you. You understand the reason for the border closure in Nigeria. Now, you know, when there is no security, you will not be able to operate. What the government does not want is illegality. Government does not like smuggling. The essence is that the custom or the tax force does not mean harm to anybody. What we want you to know the do's and don'ts of the government. The setting of the joint border force, 160 people have successfully been repatriated to their country. You cannot just come and that will be lack of records. When there are no records, government needs record, like I said. So anybody who is entering Nigeria or going out of Nigeria, government has to have record. What type of person, what work is he doing? So that criminal will not come and destroy our country. With the setting of the joint task force, these problems have been reduced to the barest minimum in smuggling, child trafficking, kidnapping, smuggling, and a host of other crimes that undermine the very existence of our nation. The task force has been set up, among other things, to secure the land and the maritime borders. The maritime borders cover the southwest and south-south, while the land border covers part of the southwest, north central, and northern Nigeria, as well as the eastern Nigeria. The setting up of the task force, Nigeria daily saves 10 million liters of petroleum, which otherwise would have been exported outside the country illegally. The rationale behind this gathering that we have called the Association of Market Women in Kwara State is to bring it to the notice of the members of the market and other Nigerians the reason behind the border closure. Now, the reason behind the border closure is to ensure that the land and the maritime borders are secured for economic development of Nigeria. So with this, it is necessary for us to sensitize them, to let them know the do's and don'ts of the government, since they are business people, so that they will continue to engage themselves in doing legitimate business in such a manner that they will not go and engage themselves in illegality without knowing, so that will go along with the custom will arrest and they will lose their capital. That is what the government does not want. And
He wants association not to patronize or sell smuggled goods in the country.
We have been looking for a medium like this to interact with them so that we will not be having a problem with Nigerian Customs Services, the advices and the do's and don'ts where to operate. Because since the border closure now, we've been buying our goods from Kano and Lagos. So we don't go outside of the country to buy. It's only we buy at the Kori market or Lagos. We've been facing different kind of problems. We have 4 major problems we are facing, which is road accidents, banditry, armed robbery, kidnapping, and we're having problems with Nigerian Customs Service through the road, because then state type materials are dutiable goods. So in other words, some will say we should bring duty, but we share our problems with them today, and they engage with us. They show us, they give us the necessary advice so that we could know how to operate and have a peaceful business in Kwara State.
The customs controller in charge of Western Marine Command has been speaking on the workforce of Nigerian Customs Service in the area. He commended the attitude of his men for a job well done, saying that the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to provide workable materials for customsmen operating along the nation's borderline.
Listen to the voice of wisdom. We know the reason why government says we should stop this. But some people are still smuggling the rice. And there is something that is very clear. No matter where you pass, because already there is border drill. We started about some months back, August 20 to be precise last year. And for the mere fact that we have the power, according to SEMA, Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004 as amended, Section 169, any consignment illegally imported is liable to forfeiture. And we at Western Marine, you can see this is the way we used to convey any of our seized items to their headquarters here. In this, we had the information. On citing our officers, the owner of the vehicle that brought the rice, that offloaded the rice, with his accomplices, ran away. So we had no option than to park the rice by the beach, by the creek there. So this is our own kin. The people around. No, I said it earlier on that my major target is community custom approach. We are going to make use of the villagers. Number one, educate them. Why they have to stop this, some of them have to stop this illicit or illegal business. Then work on intelligence. But most importantly, awareness is the major thing that we're going to do.
Just before round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where seizures worth millions of naira was seized by men of the Nigerian Customs Service. For me, Egesemi Ejinye, thanks for watching.